I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Cashman.
Present.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Barbara Hebert. Absent. Charles Costick.
Here.
Dana Isabella. Absent. James Coffey.
Here.
Catherine Calucci is present.
Perfect. I know that we have a student in the audience tonight, so I'm going to try to explain some of the mechanisms of the meeting this evening. At this time, we would accept anybody from the public seeking to provide public comment to come forward. Is anyone seeking to provide public comment? Seeing none, we'll move forward. I have nothing at this time other than to say that the NYPA Streetlight Project will be mobilizing towards the end of the month, and that will begin the second portion of that project. So we're happy to see that.
There's 3 parts. Right?
No, 2 parts. There was the fall portion of it and then the spring portion of it. So I'm glad to see that moving forward. This evening is a mixed meeting, predominantly a work session, but there are some active resolutions for consideration this evening because we do not meet on the 5th Thursday of the month, which is next week. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Resolution 76, enter contract with Luck Brothers, Inc. for the construction of the BMG, or the Battlefield Memorial Gateway, Phase 1.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh has developed concept plans, schematic designs, and construction documents for the development of Battlefield Memorial Gateway, a public waterfront project commemorating the role and history of Clinton County residents and the town of Plattsburgh in the birth of the nation. And whereas the town has completed a secret review of the proposed action and issued a negative declaration of environmental significance by resolution number 20-049, dated March 5th of 2020, and whereas in compliance with all applicable state and local procurement procedures, the town issued a public notice accepting bids for the construction of the project. And whereas the town received bids from 3 qualified contractors, and whereas Luck Brothers, Inc. provided the lowest bid at $954,000, and they are a qualified contractor prepared to execute construction of the project. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh does hereby authorize the supervisor to enter into an agreement with Luck Brothers, Inc., located at 73 Trade Road, Plattsburgh, New York, 12901, for the construction of the Battlefield Memorial Gateway, Phase 1. And it is further resolved that a copy of this resolution be provided to the Planning and Community Development Office, Finance Manager, and Luck Brothers, Inc.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Caustic, is there a second?
Second.
I just want to make a couple of notes that I think are worth putting forward. Is, again, this is a public-private partnership with the Clinton County American Legion Group, and we continue to actively fundraise for larger and other phase of this project, but thanks to Assemblyman Jones, who was able to secure $250,000 for part of this project. Over $900,000 was secured through the CFA grant funding process. This really is hitting on all cylinders, and we talked about this before, that even during COVID we were able to make lots of progress on this because there were a lot of planning stages. This contract getting approved still needs to go through the state for some final approval. It's just part of the New York State bureaucratic process. I know you'll all be surprised by that. But we anticipate that the Phase 1 construction will begin late spring, early summer of this year. So I'm just elated. And,
Now you said Phase 1.
Phase 1.
So this amount of money would take care of Phase 1?
It will work on the Phase 1 that will activate the site. There are 3 primary phases, but within each phase there are some, like Phase 1 Part A, Phase 2 Part A and B, some different things. But this really gets that space activated in a way that we've been waiting for a while now.
So this phase isn't going to include my laser light show of all of the battle out on the lake?
No.
Sorry, Tom.
No. So with nothing further, I would seek a roll call on this.
Thomas Wood.
Yes.
Barbara Hebert. Absent. Charles Costick?
Yes.
Kate Isabella, absent. Michael Cashman?
Yes, and I would state that Barb Heber, Councilor Heber, did email and has endorsed all three resolutions this evening that are for consideration, though she could not be here tonight. So this resolution does carry. We'll advance to Resolution 77, request to purchase two 2023 Toro Series mowers.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh Buildings and Grounds Department Superintendent Stephen Waldron has submitted a request to purchase two new 2023 Toro 7500G Series 96-inch cut zero-turn mowers. And whereas Mr. Waldron has received a quote from McLean Power Equipment using the New York State OGS pricing, the total price would be $66,508.84 for two mowers, which would include a 5-year machine warranty and a 3-year engine warranty for each mower. McLean Power Equipment provided the best value for the town as it is within the town and will make any warranty claims the easiest. Resolved that the town board does hereby authorize Mr. Waldron to order said mowers and that the payment for said purchase will be made payable from the 2023 Park Equipment and Capital Outlay account as stated here. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to Mr. Waldron, Buildings and Grounds Superintendent, and one to the Accounting Department.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion?
Yeah, I would just mention, Steve has brought this up to us at committee. These are gonna replace two Cub Cadets that have 60-inch decks, so we're going to a 96-inch deck, which is gonna make it much more efficient for the folks that are out there. Those two will go over to auction along with a Kubota snow removal piece of equipment that we have. So quite a bit of this is going to be offset, as we know we've been very successful with the auction process. The other piece that I think is great here that makes me feel real good is we're able to purchase these through what is pretty much a brand new business in our town. So we're able to make this purchase right within the town of Plattsburgh to a guy that just started out recently. So that's a win-win in my mind.
Perfect. Thank you. Anything else? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry. Thank you. Resolution 78, request to purchase a 2009 trackless MT6 for Highway Department.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh Highway Superintendent Tim Dupree has submitted a letter requesting permission to purchase a 2009 trackless MT-6 with an angle plow, snow blower, sander, and rear camera included, in order to replace one of our current outdated trackless snow blowers. It is resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh hereby approves and authorizes Tim Dupree to proceed with the purchase of the 2009 trackless MT-6 from Beauregard Equipment in the amount of $14,500. And be it further resolved that a payment be made payable from the highway budget, equipment, and capital outlay account as stated here, and that a copy of this resolution be given to the highway superintendent and finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, any discussion? I would like to just provide some context that we often get new to us equipment versus brand new. And if we were to go out and purchase a new trackless, it would cost approximately $140,000 plus another $20,000 for the snow blower. So this piece of equipment has been vetted through the highway department and we should serve us well. And some people may wonder, what does this do exactly? It basically helps us do the sidewalks. It's one of those systems that you may have seen crawling through the town center or through the hamlets and stuff like that. So,
Which, correct me if I'm wrong, we're required to do on state highways.
Yes.
Wherever there's a sidewalk, we're required by DOT to remove the snow, so.
And the other thing, the highway superintendent does a good job of going out and looking for these things and finding the best things he can that other people are getting rid of because they have the money to get new ones.
They have a good working relationship with the vendors.
yep, absolutely. All right, with nothing further, with all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry. Thank you very much, folks. Like I said, this is a little bit of a hybrid meeting, so I'll go back to the draft materials that will be Up for consideration in 2 weeks, the minutes and monthly reports. I would anticipate other materials being on the agenda in 2 weeks' time. No topics in particular, but a lot happens within 2 weeks. Is there anybody seeking to provide any committee reports?
Just a couple things. Just mentioned that we discussed previously that we've been in a cohort through NYSEG regarding electric vehicles. That's winding down. Scott's going to be doing the final presentation on Tuesday. What this really has allowed us to do is build a plan and have an understanding of what we're going to need to do in the future to start converting some of our fleet over to electric vehicles. We're working with NYSEG. We know that we're going to have to do electrical upgrades to the building, charging stations, et cetera. And I just really want to publicly thank Scott Stoddard for the job that he has done with it. Really kind of out of the scope of water, wastewater director, but he had a great interest in being part of this, and really has. And the other thing I would note that we've mentioned before is out of this cohort, there's 10 groups in there. We're the only municipality. The other 9 are all school systems interested with buses. So we're kind of at the front of the pack with this, which is good, which puts us in a better position. The other one I wanted to mention out of water, wastewater, the final piece to the puzzle for May Courier has been received for the new well. The new electric box is here and in, so we would anticipate the new well coming online sometime here in the spring, which is going to be a lot of work. Not only to get the well up and running, but testing, et cetera, because we're going to be introducing a new water source, so there's going to be an increased level of testing to make sure that falls within all the DOH guidelines, et cetera. But we're a little behind with that because of COVID and supply chain issues, but that's going to happen very soon, so that's a good thing.
And this increases our capacity so that we're not, even if we have some kind of a drought or something, we're not at the point where we can't say don't use water or whatever. Also, for any expansion that we might have.
Absolutely. Well, the town of Plattsburgh has continued to be in a very strong position of economic growth because of health and safety, sustainability, and economic development, because businesses go where these public utilities are. And we increased our water capacity by going from a 1 million storage tank to a 2 million storage tank, for example, and this well provides a significant output. So this is great. And I just want to thank both of you folks, because I know the water committee is very active. And to go back to the electrification just for a moment is, what most people don't necessarily realize is for the electrification, I know people have lots of different opinions on should it happen, how it can happen, justifications for it. But New York State, among many different things, has created a path for electrification and expectations and mandates. So we have to be positioned to understand what it looks like coming down the pike. So that alone, being at the forefront of it, allows us to better manage the expectations and understanding and the mandates that may be before us. With nothing further, I would accept a motion to adjourn to tonight's meeting.
Oh, it's my turn? So moved.
All right. We will adjourn tonight at 6:14. Drive safe, everyone.
It's every other town.
You're gonna make it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, now we gotta wait.
There are some. All right, come over and sign the papers for you.
All right.
Oh, yeah.